The morning after the layoff, I sat in my car in the driveway for 45 minutes. Not because I had anywhere to go, but for the first time in years. I didn't. Engine off. And I remember thinking, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with myself right now. If you're watching this, I think you know that feeling. Maybe the layoff just happened. Maybe it's been weeks and you're still in the fog. Maybe it was months ago and you keep saying you're figuring things out, while quietly terrified you're not. Here's the thing that makes a layoff especially hard. You didn't leave. You were let go. There's a particular sting in that. A question that shows up at 2 a.m. Was it me? Even when you know logically it wasn't, it takes up space. What you're feeling is not weakness. It's not failure. But I want to tell you something most layoff advice completely skips. The real reason this hurts as much as it does. Here's what nobody tells you about being laid off. The paycheck is almost never the deepest wound. Think about it this way. If a friend handed you the exact same salary to do nothing for a year, no title, no team, no direction, would you feel great? Most people say no. That tells you something. Your job wasn't just giving you income, it was quietly giving you 5 other things you never noticed until they all vanished at once. Time structure, the alarm, the schedule, the shape of a day. Gone. Social connection, the colleague at the coffee machine, the Slack thread that made you laugh. That low-grade human contact is one of the most underestimated losses after a layoff. Collective purpose, the feeling your effort was part of something bigger than your own 4 walls. Status and identity, your job was your answer to, so, what do you do? Research shows people who've been laid off report a loss of standing that cuts deeper than even those who retire, because retirees chose their exit. A layoff chooses for you. Regular activity, a body in motion, with a reason to move. A layoff takes all 5 at once. That's why it feels bigger than it should. You're not being dramatic. You're grieving a whole system, not just a salary. Here's the first big mistake most people make after a layoff. The world tells you to fix it fast. Update LinkedIn. Call your network. Get back out there. And you do. Because doing something feels better than sitting in the loss. But here's what's actually happening. You're searching for a new job before you've made peace with losing the old self. Every major transition, the end of a relationship, the loss of someone you love, a career built over years, begins with an ending that has to be honored before anything new can take root. Skip that step, and you land the next role still carrying an unexamined version of yourself. 6 months in, something feels off. You didn't heal. You escaped. There's a name for the space between the ending and the new beginning. The neutral zone. It's uncomfortable, but it's not wasted time. It's where the real rebuilding happens. It's where you find out who you are when you're not defined by your title. When was the last time you asked yourself, not what do I do, but what do I actually care about? Most of us got on the career conveyor belt young and never stepped off, telling ourselves we'd figure out the deeper questions later. The layoff just handed you, later, the disorientation you're feeling right now. That's not a crisis. That's an opening. 3 questions. Not a 30-day plan. Just sit with each one. Question 1. What did the job give you that work itself can still give you? Structure, connection, purpose, status, activity. Your old job was one container for all 5, but that container was replaceable. Which of those 5 did you miss most when it was taken? That ache is pointing at something. Follow it. Question 2. What would you do if no one was watching and the money was handled? Strip away what looks impressive, what pays well, what people will respect. If no one would ever know, what would you do with your days? The answer is rarely a job title. It's usually an activity, a problem, a kind of person you want to help. There's a Japanese concept called ikigai, your reason for being. Sitting at the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. After a layoff, most people feel like they've lost all 4. But usually only the last one is gone. The other 3 are still in you. Map them. Question 3. What problem do you want to spend your life helping to solve? Purpose isn't something you find. It's something you enact. It emerges through your engagement with the world. So ask, what kind of suffering do you notice? What makes you angry in a way that wants to be done about? What have people always brought to you when they needed help? Those answers are not hobbies. They're the raw material of a meaningful second act. 3 things that actually work right now. Replace the structure deliberately. Set a start time. Give each day a basic shape. Job searching, exploration, movement, people. Your nervous system craves rhythm. Give it one. Run one small experiment this week. Not a career pivot. One small thing. A free course. A message to someone whose work you admire. A few volunteer hours in a direction that interests you. Small experiments are how you find the edges of your new self. Tell the truth about where you are. Not the LinkedIn version. Not the shame spiral. Just, I'm in a hard transition, figuring out what's next. And it's both scary and kind of interesting. Saying it out loud converts the story from I was let go to I'm in motion. And here's what I want you to hold on to. Studies show that people who navigate a layoff with intention, who ask the harder questions instead of just escaping to the next role, don't just recover. Many of them look back and call it the turning point that finally led them somewhere real. The version of you on the other side of this, with more clarity and work that actually fits your life, is already being built. Right now, in this uncomfortable space you're standing in. You're still sitting in that driveway, engine off, not sure who you are if you're not going somewhere. Here's what I want you to know. The pride, the competence, the relationships, the years of contribution, none of that was taken when the layoff happened. You still have all of it. What you lost was the container, not the contents. A writer who spent his life studying human transitions called this space the seedbed for new beginnings, not the waiting room. The seedbed, where roots go down before anything grows above the surface. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are between. And that is a profoundly meaningful place to be. So start the car. Not because you know where you're going yet, but because you're a person in motion. And motion is how you find the way. If this met you where you are today, hit the like button. It helps more people find this when they need it most. And subscribe for honest, practical guidance on life's hardest chapters. No fluff, just real talk. This is your everyday life coach. See you in the next one.